G'day, welcome back to Evading Margins. Well, I'm in that period after a trip away where you've got to get everything sorted out, get your life kind of back to normal before your life goes back to normal. So I thought I'd chime you guys in. We've just been to Germany. We just got back yesterday. 8 hours on the British motorway system, averaging 40 miles an hour, but it was worth it. We had a great time. Our friends are incredibly hospitable. Enjoyed some excellent German wine, some fabulous food. A very notable cheeseburger in a little joint down, literally a little joint. It was fantastic, down by the port. That was great. And some really good hiking, some good bushwalking. We did the biggest one we did two, I think, but the longest one was 20 kilometres. We didn't get where we were going for a variety of reasons, but we still covered the 20 clicks, and that was hard work, especially as I hadn't done much walking since, apart from that video I did earlier in the year, since before I went to America. So I was quite pleased that my fitness hadn't gone completely down the pan. Anyway, I've just finished putting fresh batteries in my one of my head torches. I took 3 head torches, 2 Petzls and this black diamond. Didn't use any of them. For some reason this black diamond was flat when I got home, so that was one of the jobs I just finished. The other is putting away my knives. I thought you'd like to know, perhaps you'd like to know what I took. Well, I took, which I haven't got with me, it's on my keyring, which is my little 58mm, is it? The little manager, Victorinox manager, that did good service. I took a Buck 112, and I took a Victorinox Huntsman. Despite all my rantings and ravings, this was in a compartment in the car on the last day in Calais. We were in the hotel we had some cold cuts and a cool box, but this was in the compartment in the car. This was packed away in a bag, also in the car, so I ended up picnicking in a hotel room with a Victorinox manager. Not, as you know, wouldn't have been my first choice, but it did the job, and we managed to keep the joints reasonably clean. Personally, for food preparation, I prefer a simple slip joint, something traditional, perhaps like this Epic Neep. This did not go with me. This is the small one. They do a big one. They now do a medium-sized one, so I hope in the not-too-distant future to be able to bring you that, and I'm hopeful that it will be just big enough or just small enough, depending on how you look at it, to just kiss the UK legal for EDC. But we'll see. But that's not what I want to talk about. So the two pocket knives I took, as I say, the 112, carried this in my pocket most days. It was very warm. The weather, not the knife. And so when you're in shorts, you can feel it. But surprisingly, for a knife of this heft, it does disappear pretty well in your pocket. On the 20 click walk, I was thinking, why am I carrying such a heavy knife? But the difference is a matter of grams, and I know 10 grams here, 50 grams there, 100 grams there, all adds up. Kilos are made of grams. I know that because I'm carrying several kilos I don't need to be carrying. So I figured, well, sometimes I think, the worrying about weight is more about worrying about weight than it is about the actual weight. Although weight is a real factor. So I carried that, and I carried this. This rode in my pack during the walks, so the other could ride in my pocket. This really shone. This is this Huntsman. Didn't use the saw, but they're just so useful to have around. You really can't beat them. And as I say, the Huntsman is probably the biggest I'd have for pocket carry, and I didn't want to carry a sheath, despite German knife laws being very liberal by comparison to UK knife laws. But yeah, I did good service. No complaints there. Now, the other two I took were for food preparation because it's become kind of a tradition when we're being hosted to go out and buy some good quality meat and do a steak dinner. I did stuffed dates wrapped in serrano ham. They were grilled, and then a medley of Mediterranean veg, and then steak. And we buy a whole piece and cut the steaks ourselves. So I had a bit of food prep to do. So I thought, well, I did take the Buck 102 because it really is paring knife size. I did use it, but not a lot. But I was pleased to have it. Dainty little thing, but exceedingly useful. And then the other knife I took, and some will say, oh, Steve's taking coal to Newcastle, was this. Now this is not, at first appearance, some might say, oh, that's a Kefart. Well, it's not. This is a boat knife, slightly modified. It's a Otter, I should expect. It's an Otter boat knife in C75 carbon steel. And what I've done is I've just flattened this top edge here to give myself a little bit of a drop point. It's not very thick, as you can see, so you're not going to be doing any bataning with it, although you can do it. I have done it. It's still steel after all. But this takes an edge like a razor. This takes an edge like an Opinel or a Duk. Full flat grind, very, very sharp. Had a slight incident on the last day. I picked it up to put it in the bag, and it comes with this really nice sheath, really lovely sort of Scandinavian style leather sheath. And you pop it in, and it's all good. And then it does that, and it caught my finger, and I got a slight nick. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Maybe soak the leather and bind it so that it shrinks up a bit. But she took to steak work really, really well. It's a nice tool, really good handle. So those were the blades I took, and I was very happy. As I say, the walking in the Pfalz and that area of the Rhineland is excellent. It's very dry. Even when it's wet, it looks dry. There's a lot of stuff lying underneath, which, having grown up in Oz, really worries me, because rubbish lying, when I say rubbish I mean brush and fallen timbers lying in a wood, it always presents a high risk, but they seem to manage it. Right, so I'm going to get back to work. I've got to get all this sorted out before I actually go back to work. So in the meantime, this is Steve from Fading Margins, wishing you all health and happiness, every blessing, and I shall catch you on the next one. Ta-da for now.